Hi, guys. I got a question for you. What comes to mind when you hear of girls and fishnets? Now hold that thought and add roller skates. You got roller derby. I'm Alice, and I'd like to thank you for showing an interest in the Mitten Mavens. We're Lansing's roller derby and nonprofit, and we are skating for a better community. Go ahead, Nick. You probably have no idea who we are. We could be your neighbor, your coworker, your kid's bus driver, your yoga instructor. Really, we're just everyday people. That is, until we get on the track. And then we're our alter egos. One of the best things about roller derby is that you get to create an alter ego. Up here I have Helen Killer and the Dynamite TNT. We believe roller derby encourages self-awareness and confidence. Also, we encourage diversity. Our team is made up of people 18 to 51 years old. And we've got students, social workers, artists, nurses, engineers, you name it. Also, we believe roller derby promotes a positive image for all women. Among all these things, it's an amazing workout. Also a good stress reliever in case you have some pent-up anger from the office. It also promotes camaraderie because of the bonds that you form on the team, because you're trusting your teammates to keep you safe. And the Mitten Mavens specifically also support a sense of community. Now, roller derby started back during the Depression with marathon skates, when people would race in warehouses to raise money for themselves because it was a depression, and then transformed into the 50s and 70s into more of an entertainment that was on TV. It was a little bit more theatrical back then, and the fights were staged. It has now come into its own as an all-female, full-contact, no faking it sport. I'm going to have my lovely assistants demonstrate some hits, legal hits, ladies. We've got hip and shoulder checks in a combination. No elbows. Elbows are now illegal, so you don't mess up the moneymaker. Roller derby is now the fastest growing sport in the world, with 758 teams in 25 countries. The Mitten Mavens are one of 18 teams in Michigan and one of 2 teams in Lansing. So the game has 2 teams, 5 girls each. 1 girl from each team is your jammer. She's the one scoring the points. She scores points by passing girls on the opposing team. The other 4 are blockers. Their job is to get their jammer through safely while blocking the other jammer from getting through. Now, a game is called a bout. A bout is made of 2 half-hour periods. Each period is made up of jams. A jam is either 2 minutes or until the lead jammer calls it off. How do you call it off? There you go. Now this is our track. You can tell that the pack of blockers starts 20 feet in front of the jammers. The first whistle blows and the pack takes off. The second whistle blows and the jammer takes off. Now you can see that the blockers in front have a stripe on their head. They're the pivot. They're the responsible for most of the communication on the track. They should know where people are and where they should be. Now you can see on the track that we now have our stars trying to make their way through the pack. This is when the hitting and everything takes place. Roller derby is the only sport in the world where every player plays offense and defense at the same time throughout the whole game. And now you can see that our green jammer, she's out in front after making it through the pack. That makes her lead jammer. She has the ability to call off the jam any point in time by hitting her hips. Mitten Mavens believe in community activism. We've done things like Adopt a River, the River Walk Cleanup, the Rhino Romp. We've also created something called the Shovel Brigade. We go out on an as-needed basis and shovel areas that aren't usually covered, like bus stops, just trying to make it safer for the community. We're also an aspiring nonprofit, and these are some of the groups that we've worked with in the past: the Lansing Area AIDS Network, American Cancer Society, and Ellie's Place. We're also always looking for either local or national charities to work with. We like to donate and volunteer our time. We've worked with the Lansing Area AIDS Network Run and the annual Ellie's Place Run, and always looking for new events to volunteer at. Now, when we donate to our charities, we do that through our bouts and our fundraisers. A bout is actually extremely profitable for a charity because not only do we donate a portion of our ticket sales, but we invite them to the bout to collect money on behalf of their charity. We had the American Cancer Society at our first bout back in November, and among our ticket sales, I think they collected maybe $100 on their own, and they only stayed for half the bout. So besides being a charity, you can get involved by being a skater, no experience required. We want to learn and grow together. I started back in September and had no experience. You can also be a ref, this is where the guys come in, because guys are allowed to be refs, and they keep the girls in line by calling the penalties. That's right. If you're a little scared to be on skates, you can be an NSO, a non-skating official. They keep track of the points and the penalties. This game moves fast, and we need a lot of help. We also have volunteers and sponsors. We love our sponsors. We have Kara Killer Imaging does our photography. I don't know if you've ever heard of a place called Golden Harvest. Yeah, Zane hosts our monthly meetings. We'd like to invite everybody to our next event. Will be March 14th, about on MSU's campus. And please come check us out on mittenmavens.net to see what we're doing and how to get involved. Big Brother, Big Sister will be our charity for that event. So come out and play and support your community with the Mitten Mavens.